7 years ago, Ohio's Department of Transportation reported that Athens County possessed the 78th most dangerous intersection in Ohio. Since 2005, Athens City Council, Athens Police Department, and other local groups have collaborated. And in the summer of 2010, a solution was reached. Backed by federal grant funding, Athens' very first roundabout has been built. But did the new roundabout pass its greatest test to date? Ohio University's opening weekend.
September 3rd to the 6th, 20,000 students and families flooded the gates of Athens, Ohio. Much of this crowd had to pass through the new roundabout at the Richland Avenue State Route 682 intersection. Many of the returning students said the roundabout did not make for a safer entrance.
Scary, yeah, because we didn't know it was there, and we just came into it like, I haven't been here all summer, so like when we came back, it was just randomly placed there.
A bad decision on the city's part. It's dangerous.
The signs are kind of weird, like it's just like a squiggly like arrow with like a little dot in the middle, whatever that means. There's yield signs everywhere, and you don't know like who's supposed to yield at what time, and it's just absolutely mass confusion.
Freshman students and their families responded to the skeptics.
Get over it. It's a road, really. I mean, people are driving slow. At least if you're going to get in an accident, you're going to be going 20 miles an hour instead of 60. It'll be fine.
It's just something new. It's, you'll get used to it. It's not a big deal.
Andrew Stone, Athens Director of Engineering and Public Works, and a huge catalyst behind the project, laid down the inconvenient truth about driving through the roundabout.
You know, one of the things that people have to do when they use a roundabout is they have to think when they drive. They actually have to drive their vehicle. A signal tells you what to do. You know, you pull up to it. If it's red, you stop. If it's green, you go. My administrative assistant had a comment that I will use as I talk to people about it, where she said, you know, I have to put my cell phone down when I drive through there. And that right there, that clicked as to why they are safer.
After being gone for 3 months, upperclassmen call the new roundabout sudden and unexpected. They are not used to thinking at the Richland 682 intersection.
Another notable problem is that some students do not understand the word yield. Behind me is Gordie Hall, home of the Ohio program of intensive English, called OPI. Many of the 1,500 international students at OU are enrolled in OPI. Unfortunately, the streets may not be as forgiving as their English instructors.
There was an accident within the intersection that, my understanding, an international student may not have understood the word yield on the roadway or the sign and entered the intersection not knowing that they were supposed to yield to the traffic. So I've had discussions with the city and they're continuing to help alleviate this problem for the non-English reading population and possibly put the international yield sign down on the roadway.
Also at high risk, large trucks must squeeze through the roundabout to deliver student mail, bed lofts, and products for the Ohio University markets, dining halls, and snack machines.
It is a major arterial in the city. We expect significant truck traffic on that arterial, both for deliveries for OU as well as deliveries on the southern portion of Richland Avenue. There is a large enough radius in the roundabout itself to accept most vehicles, and then for those that are longer and have trouble making tighter turns, there's a truck apron which is built around the center island and allows the rear of the vehicle to track up onto that truck apron.
What we've had with large trucks is a lack of understanding that they could use that brick apron to help negotiate the turnaround in the actual intersection.
Despite the minor incidents involving trucks and the international student, Andrew Stone was pleasantly surprised. He expected more crashes on opening weekend.
I was always concerned that there would be a break-in period with the new intersection while people learned how to drive it. One thing that we think is been helpful was having it partially open during the summer, and so I think that there's a certain amount of the population that already is familiar with using it.
So the roundabout passed its opening weekend test, But a roundabout isn't the only way to cross this busy intersection.
The city has provided residents with another energy-efficient option, a bike path. With a collection of 4 bikes, Max Strickland is an avid cyclist, pedaling across the Hocking every day to his workplace at Ohio University.
Well, actually, initially I was really skeptical of the roundabout, and I sort of thought that the idea of having a shared bike and pedestrian lane across the bridge, the idea of having a shared bike and pedestrian tunnel, would sort of force the bikes onto sidewalks, which I don't really think is the best place for bikes. We do work a little bit better as vehicles than as pedestrians, but the transition is actually better than I expected it to be, although it's not perfect. And I have to admit, the ramp down into the tunnel going south is fun enough that I now look for reasons to do errands out Richland Avenue.
The roundabout has proven itself effective and even fun, but it demands patience because it may take some time for residents to adjust.